Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 37.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Blair, you ready to walk us through this?
Let's go.
Let's go.
So we start with Shante and True.
What?
So he is going to see Shante, try to get her back. He regrets the breakup. He missed out on being able to cook with her. So he's going to get some stuff to make an omelet, to make her some breakfast. And he was just basically, he was on a high from being free. He wanted to experience different women. But he feels like that was a mistake. But he's still on a high, of being free. He's making some money now, going to the casino, hustling and gambling. That's how he's living right now. I'm just like,
he ain't got no job.
Is the PO okay with that? Don't you have to have a job? I guess it depends on your parole requirements or whatever the case may be. I'm just like, I thought they usually like people to get a job.
He probably got a job, but he probably don't want to say what his real job is.
Maybe
he like, I have a savings. How much? I can't tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm over here making money at the casino and things like that. No, bro, you work for Amazon. You down on the Amazon trail, brother. But I hear you. So
he gets to Shantae's house and he tells Shante, we got to do the cook-off. We never did the cook-off before. And Shantae's like, she don't feel like cooking, but he can go ahead and cook if he wants to.
Stop right here for a second. When he showed up to the door, you saw how Shante tried to look all cute for him?
Yeah, her hair was done.
Makeup was on and things like that.
Yeah, but I'm like, you didn't want him to come, but you sure was ready.
You sure ready. Yeah, get out of here.
So he tells her that he wants to be good with her. He wants to be there for his children. He doesn't want to throw away what they had. And he apologizes for the breakup and for everything.
Okay.
And Shante just wants to see action. Like, she's like, everybody was telling me you were using me. Did you just come back to use me up some more? And he's like, he's not here to use her. He can get whatever he wants from whoever he wants, but he is going to make better decisions when it comes to her.
The thing I hate dumb questions, and I'm getting better at responding to dumb questions. If someone is using you, they're not going to say, yes, I'm using you.
They'll never tell
So
you.
Ask a better question. Like, use better judgment with the question, or use the person that they are and not the person that they say they are.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because True is saying, I am not the person that used you. I want to be there for you. But what is the history you have with him? You get what I'm saying? That little 1,000 he put in your bag don't mean anything,
Hello. So she asked if he's been talking to anyone, and he was. He didn't want that person anymore. He realized that he wants Shante, and he cut things off with that person.
Excuse me.
Well, Shante, she's a little bit annoyed by that because she hadn't been talking to anybody. And I'm just like, Shante, you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Come on. I guess people can talk to people when they're pregnant, but I don't know how that goes down like that. I don't know. So he presents the food to her, and the food is not great.
It's not good. And
they start laughing about it. He apologizes for talking to other women, and she tells him that they'll take it day by day. You can stay the night, but you're going to sleep on the couch.
What are your thoughts on that?
My thought is that you're going to end up in the bed.
Yeah.
Like, Shante likes to say stuff, but she don't have no real boundaries. No. Like, he can basically come in and wreck shop, and that's unfortunate that she will allow him to do that, because like she said, he can one day be in love with her and then the next day decide he's out. Very much so. So why would you put your hopes and believe what he's saying to you? You decided to have the children. Y'all can co-parent the best you can. But to me, this is not somebody you can trust. Yeah. So
I would say, if you listen to Blair a few episodes ago, actually, there was a scene where he wanted to go to all these stores and get clothes, and he wanted to go to the sex store and things like that. And Blair was like, y'all should go to the clinic to get tested to make sure
that should be the first stop,
to make sure that he's clean and things of that nature. And my thing is, Shante, you have shown yourself, even though we know him to be irresponsible. He was arrested since he was 17 and things like that. But you are a grown child too, right? To bring a child at that too into the world in your predicament and things like that shown a big irresponsibility on your part. Even though I believe, my personal beliefs is I wouldn't abort anything, but I do believe that people have the right to make the choice. even though my belief doesn't go with that. So I'm not telling her to abort anything, but I do be like, look at the mess that you created.
And I guess for me, like, I just wish she had more foresight. And I think that's what got her into this situation. You're picking up a man from jail who's been talking about how he wanted to D you down on the phone every single day.
Exactly.
Why are you not on birth control?
Exactly.
Like, why don't you? And you don't even have to take a pill every day. Put a patch on, put something up you, put something in your arm. You know what I'm saying?
Put
like,
it right on your forehead.
Exactly. Like, you like had no foresight and nothing to like really prepare and protect yourself, and she's just going into it like you said, like a teenage adult.
Yeah,
like
it's weird.
It's crazy
when you already got multiple kids
and a grandbaby on the way.
Exactly. So it's like, it is what it is.
So we've got Z and Troy.
Oh my goodness.
Troy's asking his mom if she is okay, and the mom don't want to be bothered. She said, "Go talk to your wife. Don't bother me. I'm trying to sit here on the couch and just be in my own presence."
And you know what? I can respect that, because you was a lot at church the other day. You know what I mean? I can respect that. My fault.
So apparently, Zariah, I call her Z, or Zaria, I call her Z. She's nervous to go to Buffalo. They are going to go to Buffalo to see his daughter, but of course they are going to come across the baby mom because she's the one who takes care of the daughter full time. Yeah. And she doesn't know how things are going to go with the baby mom. Z, at this point, doesn't know if she wants to go. She tells Troy that, you know what, you can go ahead and meet your daughter or and hang out with your daughter or whatever you want to do. And Troy's like, well, the whole purpose of us being there, like she said, like she wanted to meet you. So what, you're going to stay at the house while I go see her? He even offers like, well, I can go pick her up and have her come back to the house so you can spend time with her. And Troy, told his baby mom that he's not going to tolerate any BS from her. But Z is like, you say a couple things in front of me, but then you go walk off and have a complete different conversation with her when you walk away from me. And Karen is like, well, he has to talk to his baby mom. Like, he has to coordinate things to see his child. Like, he has to talk to her.
Man, dude, you know how much sense you're not making if the alcoholic is making sense? If the one that's usually high is making sense? It's craziness.
So Z tells Troy that he can get the F out, go wherever you need to go, and kicks him out the house. And Karen's like, you can't kick him out. Y'all both live here. And Z's like, his name ain't on the lease. That tells me a lot about her. So Karen tries to talk to her to calm her down. And she's like, y'all got to get y'all family together. Like, y'all got to get straight. Yeah. So Troy goes for a walk. He's gone for 2 hours. Z and Karen go to the train station to check to see if he's there. Yana ends up calling Karen, and Karen tells her that Troy is missing. So Troy is somewhere across town, stressed, saying that he doesn't want to deal with this. Apparently, Yana knows like Troy's feelings and expresses that to Karen about how he's just frustrated. And that pisses Z off even more, because how does she know how you're feeling, but I don't know how you're feeling? So they get back to the house, and Z is talking about, I'm just gonna lay down, like I don't know where he's at, and I'm just gonna rest. He know where the house at. He'll be back eventually. Yeah. So they canceled their train to Buffalo, and she's just like, that's on him, that's his fault, he could have gone, like he's the one who decided to walk away. So apparently Yana told Karen that Z had a man in the house that was having an affair. And so Karen is getting to the point where she's just like, I know we got all this going on, but I gotta talk to Z about this, like this is crazy. So we see her knocking on Z's door to confront her about this affair situation.
I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna let you catch your breath, because I'm just going to say this one sentence at the moment. I find it very interesting that Troy had to accept Z's child. Right? Legally. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time for him to be there for his actual child, she's not in support of that at all. Yeah. She's not in support at all. What is your thoughts on this scene?
Yeah, I think that she is just choosing to be upset. I think that she has issues with control, and maybe that's why she got with a prisoner, because she feels like she can control him. He has nothing to his name, so I'm the one who gets to say whether or not you stay in the house, whether you sleep on the couch or whether you sleep in the bedroom. And like you said, like I didn't come out here to have like another correction officer in the house. Like I'm not in jail no more. And that is Z's problem. Like she thinks that she has control over this man because he has nothing, and that she's going to be able to tell tell him where to be, when to be, and all this type of stuff. And she's over here telling him like, yeah, you can go see your daughter, you can go do whatever you want to do, I'm just not trying to go. And it's just like the whole purpose, like he said, is for you to meet her. We are trying to be a blended family. So what's the issue with meeting my daughter? And also, he is relying on you to take him to the train station. Him and his mom. And you, like, it's just that she really rubs me the wrong way, and she's like really immature, and she's just to me she's just an angry, controlling person, and she tries to mask it to me as like this church going person. It's just like, I just want you to meet my family, and you know, everybody's so nice and welcoming and all this type of stuff, but you're not really a kind person. No. Like, you're really not. Like, you're actually kind of evil for treating him this way, lulling him, you know, into this marriage, which I'm sure he wanted to be a part of, but basically being just kind of volatile with your liberties. So that's how I feel about it.
Evil and ugly.
Yeah.
Evil and ugly. How you gonna gaslight him into an argument and then basically try to hide your hand of like, you know, he didn't want to go. No, it was an important day for him, and you decided to ruin it by making it about you and things like that. Even when he tried to diffuse, you kept throwing it in his face, you cussing at him, standing over him, and things like that. And as a man, like, nobody wants to be yelled at. No one wants to be cussed at, especially when he said, "I only been home for 4 days."
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like, I haven't even been home for a whole 2 weeks yet. And what I've been having to deal with is my mama, right? Your son. And I can't even go see my daughter. You get what I'm saying? I've straight been home for 4 to 7 days, and I haven't seen my daughter since. I think at one point he said he haven't seen his daughter since she was 7 months or something like that, and now she's 7 years old or something like that. So I may have my numbers off slightly, but he's like, I want to see my kid, right? But I have to accept your kid though,
right?
You get what I'm saying? I have to accept this stranger kid hugging me and basically having to build a relationship with him. But the relationship or like the parts that I fell short with my actual family, which I'm trying to introduce you to, right? I feel like she is putting 20 on 10 on the whole baby mother situation. I don't think it's that serious. Maybe it is. But my thing is, she is making it very easy for him to be on the phone with her. You get what I'm saying? Because she seems impossible to talk to because she's evil and ugly. Yeah. It just is what it is.
So we move on to Hope and Arthur.
Yeah.
Arthur is cooking breakfast for Hope, and he apologizes for not keeping her in the loop when he was out with his mom.
Yeah.
So Hope has planned a date for them. They are going to a fabric store to get some fabric for his sewing machine that she got him. So he got into designing when he was in prison, so he would love to be a designer, and this is actually his first time in a fabric store.
Yeah.
So he used to do like turtlenecks, beanies. He would make stuff for people for free just so people could feel good being there, you know. So Hope's sister ends up FaceTiming her, and she hasn't told him about Arthur because she feels like her sisters would be too judgmental. They live in Seattle, she lives in Texas. So Arthur is coming over asking who she's talking to, and she's over there like shushing him, telling him like stay back, like shut the hell up. And Arthur, you know, she ends up hanging up the phone, and Arthur asks, "Oh, why didn't you let me see your sister or meet her or like talk to her? Like, why don't you want me to like know your family?" Pretty much. And Hope is just like, she doesn't think now is the time. And Arthur's like, well, I'm in my element. Like, I could talk to her, you know, I could show her like different things that I want to work on. Like, this would be a good opportunity for me to talk to her, you know, in a space to where I'm excited about something that I'm working on. And Hope is saying that, you know, I just didn't want this time to be ruined by any type of negativity that could be coming from my sister. So I just want you to enjoy your day and your time in the fabric shop.
Stop right there.
And Go ahead. And also, he's very concerned because he's like, if she is keeping me a secret from her family, like, it seems like she's comfortable living a double life. And what other guys could she be keeping secret as well?
What are your thoughts on that whole interaction right there?
I think that Hope need to tell her family that she's dating Arthur. I mean, I think it's odd. Like, you're a grown person, you live in Texas, like by yourself. You can absolutely do whatever you want to do, and if your family has opinions on it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But just like, you don't want Arthur's mom to have any bearing on his decisions when it comes to you.
Bingo.
Your sisters don't have to have any bearings on decisions when it comes to your relationship with Arthur.
Bingo.
So yeah, they can know him, they can talk to him, and whatever their opinions are is exactly what it is, opinions.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. I wanted you to build some relation between Arthur's mom and how she is with her family. How do you think that feels with him already feeling how he feels, which we go get into?
Yeah.
And you're shushing him like, I'm hiding you from my family.
Right.
But he's over here having ice cream with his mother, and he getting yelled at because you cooked something and you couldn't even have the grace that night to be like, you know what, I put your food in the microwave. I know your mother don't live in the States, she's leaving, but whole time your whole family don't even know about me.
Right.
Like that's weird, and that's hip, and that's and I think something that we're going to see in most of these relationships is this power struggle or the structure. I think, like as Blair said about Z, I think these people want to date these prisoners because they want to control something.
Yeah.
When their life is not, when they can't control their overall life in certain aspects, they find something to control. And I think it's just weird. That whole interaction is weird. Of trying to hide him was very, very weird, especially since he was happy to be in a frapper shop. He was kind of actually overwhelmed by it. He was like, wait a minute, everything ain't white.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it almost made, you kind of almost see it in his face of, can I sew?
Yeah.
Because like
he's like, I'm used to working with white, and like now I got to match up patterns and stuff.
So like it actually did. I actually did feel good seeing him in his element. Even
he
him
had
saying,
a light to him.
Exactly. But let's keep going.
So they get back to the house.
Yeah.
Apparently he found some pictures of Hope and another guy, and she's asking him like, yeah, those are old pictures. Like, do you want me to throw them away? And he's like, no, it's all right. But inside he's like, he don't trust her.
Facts. Now here's the thing about it. Don't gaslight me. Right? If you have to ask, do you want me to throw it away? Throw it away.
Yeah, you should have had the house prepared for him. You don't need no old pictures of exes and stuff like that.
And in a way, guys, if there's any guys watching us, do not feel any type of shame of feeling some type of way about something. So yes, I want you to throw it away. Because that's not me. I can't even hang out with my mama without you yelling at me. Yeah, throw it away. Oh no, I don't want to come off as jealous or thing like that. It's not jealous, it's just respect. Like, I don't know why there's pictures of you and this other guy. And the fact that you even said, should I throw it away, lets me know maybe you should throw it away.
Yeah.
You know?
So apparently he hasn't been as open in his communication since being home, and she wants him to be able to open up to her.
Yeah.
And Arthur tells her, like, look, I'm institutionalized. Like, in prison, he had to be a robot because weaknesses would get exploited, and he is still in that mode. So he doesn't want to talk about his feelings, and being in prison was really hard psychologically. He talks about how you're looking at the same color walls every day. You're seeing, the same people. Like, you only get so much time outside. Like, you have to be up at a certain time. Like, it really messes with you mentally.
Yeah.
So Arthur steps away to gather himself. A producer ends up calling him, like, let's go outside, let's get some fresh air, because it sounded like he started like hyperventilating and stuff. And so it seemed to me like he was having a panic attack.
Yeah.
He was saying that he was looking around like people were looking like demons, like his hands were shaking. He was thinking that he was about to go to hell and pay for all of the decisions that he made. Hope ends up coming outside and asks him what's going on, and he's just very like blank in the face. He's not talking to her. Like, he tells her he loves her. Hope tries to hug him, but he's not really trying to hug her back. And they end up getting his mom on the phone to talk to him, and the mom is asking, are you having some anxiety? And he's just like, yeah, I think that's what's going on. And he shares that he thinks that he has PTSD, and there was a situation in prison where he saw a person's soul leave their body, and he's like, there's so many things that I just wish I wasn't there so I wouldn't have to have experience. So they apparently paused production and offered Arthur some mental health services. So we'll see if they're going to pick back up on their story or not.
You first on first.
I don't have a whole lot to say, but I think that this is the other side that people don't get to really see when it comes to people getting out of prison.
Yeah.
I think that, we look at it, we kind of laugh like, oh my gosh, why would you get with somebody that came out of jail? They don't have nothing to their name and they may or may not be stable.
Yeah.
And then we look at the people who are with them and we're just like, well, actually, you're probably the more unstable person in the situation versus the prisoner. And, we get a kick out of it at all the antics and everything like that. But prison is like a real thing, and yes, people go into it for crimes that they've committed, but prison is definitely not a place for people to be reformed and to come out ready to get into society. It's kind of like they're put into the negatives of how to even operate in a way to where they're like mentally stable. Like they're kind of like broken down even more than how they were before they went in. So I just thought that it was interesting to see that play out, and I appreciated Hope being there for him. And even during her confessional, she was saying, I was ready to get married and just kind of move along with her life because I thought he was good. But she's like, apparently like he's not okay, so this is something we need to address. And I'm just like, and that is a true partner, because at the moment I was thinking like he needs to be with his mom. I don't know if she's got the tools to support him the way that she needs to, but it seems like she is going to be there for him, and he's not going to have a breakdown and then she just ups and leaves because he's not all the way together, So
I think he still might need to be with his mom, to be honest. But or somewhere where there's familiarity. Yeah. Because it wasn't to the mother's anxiety that they finally got an answer out of him. Because one thing that Hope showed during that time was that she didn't know what was going on. Right. And if now what if production wasn't there? What if this wasn't a show? Are you just gonna stand there and say you're not gonna hug me? Or are you just gonna say what's wrong? You're going to ask what's wrong 30 times. The person just looking at you and just saying I love you and things like that. I think this is, to Blair's point, the reality most of the time that comes from people who come out of prison. Everybody don't come out like True. Everybody don't come out like Troy. You get what I'm saying? To where they go in, they see things, they probably rub it off their back. Some people, it felt like to me that Arthur, his name is Arthur, right? Yeah. Arthur went in for one, because his mother told him to wash his clothes and he didn't. So he found himself in trouble, right? And there's a lot of regret, right? So when you're in prison, at least from Arthur's point of view, he's like, I'm not even supposed to be here. I was supposed to be at the laundromat. Right. Do you get what I'm saying? So he feels like a lot of things that he's seen and experienced, I did not have to do it. Right. Specifically because I was supposed to be at the laundromat. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that he wasn't part of that life at all, but today I was supposed to be at the laundromat. Yeah. So that's why he probably felt like this is like, he feels guilt because he felt like this is now the time for like, I'm about to be punished for all my sins and things of that nature. But I'm happy that they paused production and that they go give them time for him to get some help.
Yeah. So we move on to Bianca and Daniel. Yeah. Bianca gets to the apartment in Arizona. It's been hard the first few days of her being out there alone, but she also does like not having to be around anything that she's like been around her whole life. She's out of Florida. Yeah. So she makes a welcome home poster for Daniel. He ends up calling and he is ready to get out. He'll be out tomorrow. So it is going to be a culture shock, but they definitely want to see each other and get it on when they see each other. So he doesn't think the PO will deny his request to stay at the apartment. He would rather stay at the apartment versus the halfway house. And for some reason, they think it's going to happen without an issue.
Craziness.
Very weird. So she wishes it was just her picking him up, but apparently his parents are going to be there as well. And she is going to go meet the parents for the first time today, as well as one of his cousins. And she's still not over the comment the stepdad made about, are you mentally stable?
Well, she's not.
So Bianca meets up with the cousin, the mom, and the stepdad, and he comes right out. He apologizes for saying, is she mentally stable? Yeah. He has an odd sense of humor, so he was pretty much joking and playing with her, but she didn't take it that way.
I don't think he was joking.
So mom asks, how much does she drink? And she's like, not much. She might come home, have a glass of wine, or when she's out with friends, she'll drink. And the mom is like, well, you're not going to drink in front of him, right? And Bianca's like, well, we've talked about it and he doesn't care if I have a drink in front of him. She doesn't want to stop drinking. And the mom explains that if she was, because the stepdad, he's talking about how he was an alcoholic and he's been sober for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, like 5 months, I think he said.
Yeah. And the mom is like, if she was drinking, the stepdad, he says that he would throw the drink away and get all of it out the house. Yeah. And they explain to her that if Daniel drinks, he's going to start back on drugs and then he's going to start stealing. Yeah. And she shares that she lost a child, her middle child, and she doesn't want to lose another child. Her middle child passed away after a fentanyl overdose. Yeah. So the mom pretty much feels like Bianca doesn't have a clue about addiction, and she doesn't have much hope in the fact that Bianca is going to keep him on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
And the stepdad is hoping that Daniel will have the wisdom to exit the relationship if it's not healthy. So they are telling her, like, okay, we hear what you're saying, but you need to stop drinking. And she disagrees. They all want them to succeed, but Bianca asked the cousin, so why did you convince him not to marry me? And that's where we end the episode, in their part.
The reason why I did not like this interaction is because, listen here, you already lost a kid. Stop pussyfooting around with this situation, right? Don't ask, like this, you can't ask me, how much do you drink? And then share with me a story of if you was to even have a glass, your husband would throw away the glass and the bottle, right? Meaning, like, it should be a hard nosed stance that you should be moved on. I do not agree with you being with my son if you drink,
right?
Period, right? It shouldn't be something to left up to your choice of, hey, I think you need to stop drinking. No, I do not support this relationship because you drink and I lost my son to drugs already, right? I lost one son to drugs already. And my other son, who's about to get released from prison, right? They have the disease to where they just can't have a drink. They gotta go further and things like that, and they go off a cliff with it. So no, I do not agree with you being with my kid because you drink.
Right.
I don't understand why they don't see this as a life or death situation. Maybe they just see it as, listen here, my son is also grown. He's going to make his own decisions. But I don't see why they're not taking that hard stance of, I don't want you to be with Daniel because you can't even, like, decide, like, to stop drinking.
Well, I don't know. I feel like they are taking a hard stance by telling her straight up, don't drink. Like, they're telling her, you need to not do that. I think that they feel like they can't make them not be together.
That's true.
So the thing is that they're stressing to her is, if you want this relationship to work and to be successful, you cannot drink around him because this is what he's going to do. They are playing out for her, so that way she has the whole game plan from front to back to front. She's refusing to listen.
That's true.
So it'll go down the path it goes, whether or not she takes heed of the family's warning.
And
to
the father's joke before, she's not mentally stable then. So it is what it is.
So we go to Christine and Julian.
Yeah.
Christine had called her PO, left a message. She has to go in to meet the PO. So Julian ends up driving her there. The secretary gives her the PO's cell phone number. And basically she's like, well, I did everything I could. I still got to meet them. But at least they can't say I didn't report there. So she's worried about a lot of things. They don't have money for another lawyer. She wants a lawyer in West Virginia to handle the custody issues with her son there. Julian's already paying for a lawyer in Ohio to help with her kids that she has in Ohio. He spent a lot of money on lawyer fees so far, and he's telling her this is only going to work with two incomes. Like, even if it's a little bit of money, like, it's going to help. So she just got out. She's overwhelmed. And with his ex, Julian's ex, they lived a lavish lifestyle. They had their kids in private school. And, you know, she just feels like, I can't be a contributor to that type of lifestyle. Like, she is just getting back on her feet. And when they first started talking, he was saying that he wanted to take care of her, and that's the position that she feels that he needs to uphold for her.
Listen, I only got a little thing to say about them. I was laughing at the fact that she said, I just got out of prison. Like, and my thing is, hey, guess what? To her point, hey, if you on the phone or visiting me saying, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to take care of you, this is a different song you singing now, buddy.
Well, yeah.
I don't know this song. I can't two-step to this song and things like that. So that's the only thing I have to say about that. Is like, look, man, this is the reality of what happens. You need to, like, you're not coming out to be taken care of. You have to contribute. But if that's not what he was saying before, she's in her right to be like, hey, what was the song that we were dancing to when I was locked up?
So then we get to Leticia and Keith.
Yeah.
Latisha meets with her attorney, Arthur.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know why they weren't using that attorney for the jail stuff, and they was using the paralegal Ben.
Of course.
But, you know, maybe he practices a different type of law. I don't know. So they were anticipating an immediate release. The public defender withdrew from the case, saying that the laws wouldn't apply to her husband. And Arthur says that the law didn't change. He basically there was a policy statement that was changed within the law, but it would only apply to people who are sentenced down the line. Her husband only has about 8 months left in his sentencing.
Basically, you about to get out anyway, buddy.
Yeah. The author asked, how did you get a paralegal? And he was like, let me guess. He's an inmate or he was an inmate. And so he's just like, look, he wrote his own briefs and did his own thing. So now he's trying to make money off of it. And that's probably why the public defender withdrew.
Yeah.
A paralegal who used to be an inmate shouldn't be writing briefs, to Arthur's opinion and getting people's hopes up. Like, he's profiting off of y'all's hard times. So Latisha calls Keith and tells him that pretty much Ben sold us a dream, and then we sold that dream to our family. And she tells him, if you get out earlier, that would be great, but just expect to be in there for the 8 months. So once Latisha gets home, Keith's aunt is there at the house, and she fills the aunt in on what happened with the lawyer. And the aunt tells her that she followed up on the pink slip situation. So apparently she's renting this beautiful house. The homeowners have not been paying the mortgage. They haven't been paying for 1 to 1.5 years. So the house is about to be foreclosed on, and Latisha has to get herself and her family out of there within the next couple of months.
Tough space to be in, but I would say, what is her name? Her name is Latisha?
Yeah.
Latisha, you are too smart to be this dumb. To be taking that. Why did you get to blame for? Why would you talk to a lawyer before? You get what I'm saying? Like, a paralegal is not a lawyer.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't understand why you thought that, invested in that. Some people believe this is a fake storyline of you just to be on the show, to continue to get some money on the show. But it just seems like your life is just crumbling all around. And I agree with Keith in the sense of, hey, don't even follow up. Like, I need to put myself back in prison before I start thinking about the outside. I need to be back in prison because that's where I'm going to be for the next 8 months.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just all a mess. Like I said, I don't know why she decided to go with the paralegal instead. And he had a public defender, but you're talking about you have a lawyer. Yeah. Why are you not using your lawyer to get this done? And then also with the aunt and following up the home situation, that is unfortunate. If she's been paying rent and the homeowners haven't been paying their mortgage, like, that is like an awful, terrible situation to be in. I don't know if there's any way she could have protected herself in any way. But that's tough. That's tough. That's all I can say about that.
Anything else on the show?
That's it.
Anything you have to say about the overall season? Z, True, did like you already pick out what you're gonna buy True and Shante? Or you getting them diapers?
Oh, nothing, honey.
I thought we agreed as a show we're going to contribute to Shante and True.
No. Not me.
I got y'all with the crib, okay?
Oh, okay.
We got you with the crib, okay? And things like that. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We see y'all next week.
Bye.